Alright, after a brief, like, I guess break, I would say it's a vacation, but it doesn't really apply unless it's what's it called, and this is from work or school or something, but took a break from doing these mostly just because I had, like, so many later nights of, like, playing with other people that just, like, I didn't really get time to do any at all record anything. So, depending on my mood after the first 3 races have been done, I might be doing a double upload, and you'll see the second episode like an hour and a half after the first one, because I have extra time tonight than usual, because it's the weekend, so I don't have to go to bed as early, as if I go to bed early in the first place, but anyhow, I did notice I start here at Nürburgring a lot, but that's just because I don't like to start at any of the big tracks, and this track just kind of, like, it's decent. It's an interesting race sometimes, but usually it's not really all that good. Standard 15 race schedule, of course, 3 races per episode. Let's delve into Act 9. So essentially, Carbon, after testing the waters with well, first the newer group of drivers that are not even a part of the Hot Wheels canon, like the Powerpuff Girls, Mortimer, the delivery guy, stuff like that. He determined that they weren't really that great, and he just wasn't really attempting, but he kind of got beat a little bit in Act 7 and 8. Mostly due to his car choice, to be perfectly honest. Actually, no, 8 he was competitive. Carbon had a couple of wins in Act 8, and that's Zonda. But here, we have much slower cars. Actually, no, they're not much slower. No, I'm talking about, these are like Act 3.5 pace, like in between 3 and 4, because Twin Mill is here, and he dominated Act 3, but I don't think he'll be dominating so much in this one. Why am I doing that? Oh, there goes, I think, I don't remember who's in the car. Vert gets the first pole position. Twin Mill starts in last. That's unfortunate. So Vert's back to his Act 3 ride, the Nissan GTR. Swoopy Doo is Alex's first car, as he gets passed by Alex's Act 2 car with Alex. We have Rejection, the first of Carbon's henchmen, who he has sent to really get an incredibly good feel for this, group of adversaries. Because what's a villain if he doesn't have someone to do the work for him? Metacog back to his Act 2 car before it was just kind of like taken by all the Powerpuff Girls driving it before they were destroyed. Unless they escaped. We don't really know. They never really told us. We have Revenge and Absence. Bedlam is here, and he's in XT3's Act 3 onwards car, the little racer that he has instead of the street car. A Tempest, who is fighting 16 Angels. Shadow, who is slowly working his way through the field. The Governor is in the car that Blossom had for Act 2. Dusty Angel is finally here in a car we haven't even seen race yet. We have Burn here in a new and improved Lamborghini, which doesn't seem to have improved all too much just yet. And Twin Mill is here in, well, apparently red, because that's apparently the color he was in, and I'm just colorblind. So I don't quite remember if I explained this in like at the end of the last part or something, but the personal influence behind the names for the henchmen. Basically, you notice they're driving cars we've seen before. Their names are based off of, well, loosely based off of the drivers in them, or that were in them before. Projection. Well, the person who drove this before was Madison at one point, and I don't know. It wasn't Madison, but it was also Chloe, who kind of like ignored me the entirety of the school existence. That's not really how that works. It's not really quite the correct terminology. We have absence. Well, we have that, which refers to a specific object. Well, absence means there's no object at all. Revenge, which is kind of like the inverse of justice. Danny, or Max / Danny Justice used to drive that Supra, of course. Shadow is silhouette. And I see he's already hit somebody. And then Tempest is Ryan Storm. Tempest is just another term for storm. I don't remember exactly what the difference is between. Like, I think a Tempest is similar more to a hurricane than anything else, but Bert is still in the lead, but he is not staying there uncontested. With Alex, Rejection, and Metacog not very far away. Alex's momentum, of course, has never really gone away, so I'm going to be up here even in this sort of obsolete car at this point shouldn't even be a surprise in any shape or form. Metacog, as we've explained before, is in the vehicle with like the least top speed here. Maybe barely, that's probably really close, but I think it just barely beats out Bedlam. It's probably pretty close though. Absence and Revenge are kind of in their own area here. They have no direct competition. Thus the Angel is flexing his muscles here in this unusual vehicle. Burn has had better races by the looks of it. That's a lot of damage. He had to have gotten that from somebody. Goodness knows it's probably himself that he got it from, but oh, no, Governor just didn't like him being on the track. Alright, well. He's still in the group, so that's not what caused him all of that damage and put him so far away from everyone else. Oh, well done. That'll do it. He's pulled a Falcon, he just nicked the inside wall and just went for a little merry-go-round. And just the Angel did not like starting back there at all. Not quite the fastest one on track right now, but I mean, I think he might have reached his limit, unless it's just that fastest lap is incorrect because he's tried to pass people, which may very well be the case, and by the looks of it, I think it probably is, because he's catching revenge in absence quite quickly. Swoopy-Doo creates a decently long train here. This is the first time, pretty much in what seems like canonical history, where all four of the golden... Well... What were you doing, Governor? That's a teammate. Come on now. Smacked Bedlam out of the way. Oh, and then Tempest didn't... well, that happened. I don't even know. I just don't even know. Like, how would I possibly react to what just happened? Governor just got a team kill. And then Byrne got a lot of places off of that too. He got up to 9th. He was in like 14th at the end of the last lap because he spun himself like a doofus. Bedlam is just retired, and I don't really know if I blame him in that one there. I imagine he and Governor are gonna have a few interesting words later. So Alex is having this, he's coming apart a wee bit. Absence and the Dusty Angel are fighting? Wasn't fighting. They weren't fighting for very long, but they were still fighting. Byrne is just escaped the massive group that Swoopy-Doo is leading right now, which has gotten a lot smaller with the removal of Tempest and Bedlam from it. Shadow is also, not Silhouette, is also having a hard time sticking with everyone here. To know, given how well he won Act 3, which is about what Act this would probably be, realistically. That rhymed a lot. It probably is a bit of a disappointing result here, as it stands now. As he's not even a scoring position yet. Well, now he's got around Swoopy-Doo, so now he is good for 2 points, but he won the last tournament he was in, so to go from that to this really can't be too empowering. Oh jeez. What has Dusty been doing in that simulation? He's been cranking himself out of here, cranking himself up. Those are mildly unbalanced lap times, if I'm honest. However, it won't be enough quite to win the race. That honor will belong to Vert Wheeler. Metacog, despite him lacking necessary power to usually do consistently, gets third place in the first round. Less than 3 seconds between the top 5, and then it's another 5 back to absence in 6th. Byrne actually got pretty close to revenge by the end of the race. And then Twin Mill, a good ways back from any of them. Also, Byrne had some pretty fast laps toward the end as well. Not as fast as Dusty, but it was pretty rapid. And also, Swoopy Doo was not a fan of this track at all. And he spent much of the race being passed by faster vehicles, so maybe he could set a faster lap time if he wasn't being passed that way, but you know. And then we have Twin Mill, who was actually like the 4th or 5th fastest car on the track. Yeah, he was 5th behind Rejection and Metacog, as well as Dusty and Byrne. Get some flames! So think about it, Dusty Angel kind of has to win at Black Cat County, huh? Because it's like a desert track. And it's like where he kind of reigns in, like, it's where he hails from, it's where he came from. He was created as an opponent for the desert area. Before he was like, you know that, I'm not having any of your nonsense, I'm just gonna just not listen to you, and then he got buried in the sand for about, like, 5 months. So I guess lesson learned, but like at the same time, that was beaten and he really wasn't. So I mean, what really is the lesson here? Skip. Starting grid. Yeah. Well, the Angels start on the front row. Twin Mill with a solid shot to redeem. I cannot English today. What is wrong? Redeem himself after, well, it was for him a kind of meh performance. But them unable to catch a break, and now he starts in the back of this race as well. I would hardly say even before he got wrecked that he was in an amazing spot before. He started like 8th or 9th or so when he got smashed by Governor, who ended up starting 5th in this race. We got smoked by Byrne, who's already gained 5 places and about to gain more. You know, assuming 60 Angels decides to actually give him the lane to use. Now that car was definitely a big upgrade for him. My god, the map in the corner looks as chaotic as all heck right now. It's ridiculous. Absinthe and Swoopy Doo are kind of at their own levels of lacking power. So I think they'll just be fighting amongst themselves over not last place. Alex is also making some study progress. This is a track that, despite its design seeming like it would go against vehicles like Metacogs, this track has actually been rather successful for people driving this car. At least the last 2 times we raced here, and they were present in these cars, the Powerpuff Girls won. Blossom, I think, in one act, and then Bubbles in the other. Alex has passed the Governor for 4th place, and Dusty Angel and Twin Mill are battling for the lead, with Burn not far away. The Angel, or Dusty, not quite able to stay there. I don't really know the performance comparison of these two just yet. These are pretty old cars, if you can believe it. These things are from the 60s. The Ford is from 1966, and I think the Ferrari is from 1964. They seem to be relatively even down the straightaway. I don't know about the corners. I think Burn has the fastest car here, though. At least on this track right now. So in due enough time, he should work his way up the field into the lead if he gets enough time to do that. I mean, he's already worked his way up in many places. He's already gained 6 spots in 2 laps. And that's about to be 7. I believe, anyway. And he has the fastest lap. And he's also just passed Dusty. I'm not sure if there's much he can do to retaliate on that. I think he has quite the power to match that modern supercar. Alex is in 4th, with the Governor still holding where he was. Bedlam is none too pleased about the result of the previous race, and he's definitely looking to make up for them. I mean, well, I guess that's what most people would probably do after something like that happens. Burton already trying to make a play for the lead of the race, literally 4 corners after he passed the last car, and he might actually just straight up do it. Well, doing that won't help him do it. Doing that won't help him take the lead, but he must have a plan. It would involve hitting as many walls as possible. I'm sure he has an idea. Just intimidate Twin Mill, except for the fact that that's literally almost impossible. And we still got 2 more laps to make something happen. We may do it here. Yeah, there's more power. And I think they'll just about do it for that. Man, ain't Dusty's car is noisy. Nothing else has really changed besides this, though. Injection just passes another fellow henchman. And despite winning the last one, Vert's not doing all that well here. Soupy-Doo is just not having he's not doing good. He had the slowest lap time at Nürburgring, and now he's in last by probably 5 seconds off of 14th right now. He just cannot get used to that old Ferrari that he's in. The governor is approaching or Bedlam is approaching and possibly looking for revenge after he just got, like, smacked off the road by basically his, his co-leader. Of course, he probably has some sort of limits to stay within, given the fact that this is his, like, basically commander. One of them, anyway. Not even like two, Bedlam has the Nürburgring thing on the back of his car. And then when he went there, that happened. Like, Dusty trying to maybe sneak one in on Twin Mill, but I don't know. They're too evenly matched for that to work. Angels has been damaged by something. I'm going to guess to be rejection, but I don't know. As Metacog and others just sort of pile into that turn, yeah, well, there's the lack of power showing, and then there's the and then there's the better handling showing. Or, I say better handling, that's like the best handling here. I has handling to compete with most tier 4 cars, let alone tier 3. Vert will not score, which is not ideal, given that he just won the last race, and now I would like to say Dusty will be leading points, him or Alex. It's very close up there between, I want to say it was probably Metacog and Angels or something. I don't know, I couldn't see. I didn't get to the next car in time, and now we're on to Magione for round 3. Burn is leading points, actually, not Dusty or Alex, who are tied, as well as Rejection is also tied. And it's also a tie for 9th between Absence and Revenge. Shadow and Tempest, the only two drivers that still haven't scored. I was just for the entire loan screen, just drinking my pop and thinking about random stuff. I wasn't even talking. Whoops. Tempest looks like he's stalled off of the starting grid there. Man, he's just getting destroyed right now. Bedlam will definitely want to take this opportunity and just sort of escape Metacog as soon as he can. Dusty, not really fond of either one getting away from him, but unfortunately he really only has that one spot where his car gets a chance to show its stripes. Super-Doo loses 3 places in the course of literally a minute and a half. Yeah, he just doesn't like that car. It just doesn't suit him, I guess. I don't know. The car also just might not be very good at all. I don't really know for sure. I'm not really the one driving it. Shadow, a little pushy on Alex there. Can't say it's really out of character for him, though. The henchmen are just sort of here to just not really give a crap at all. Marius testing their resiliency by just kind of, and their patience by just sort of taking them off in the middle of the race. Bedlam can run. I'm not sure if he can. I'm not sure if he's qualified to hide though. Dusty's power is just way too much for him to deal with. And Burn has a hard time getting through traffic in this car. It doesn't help that it doesn't really have the best handling, and all that power makes it a bit unwieldy. Whereas Dusty Angel has, like, almost as much power as he does, and, like, 4,000 times better handling. Two looked about to try and just pass on the curb there. I don't really know how you thought that would work. Whoever thought that could work. I suddenly don't think I'll be doing a double up. That's a hint as to why. My mind is in so many other places right now. Plus I'm getting a wee bit drowsy. Bert will clear Tempest, and that wasn't really very difficult for him, I can't imagine. Dusty's still not in the lead yet, though he's getting a little pushy for it now. He'll just kind of power Bedlam out of the way and take the lead. And with it, basically, effectively take the points lead as well. Bedlam is basically powerless to stop Dusty Angel from just walking away with this one. Super-Doo is somehow still in 4th place. I don't feel like a lot of that's down to his ability in that car, though. I think that's mostly just down to the fact that there's only one spot to pass in this course. Unless you're really crazy, you can do it in the first turn, but other than that, you have to wait till the end of that back straightaway. Oh, Rejection wants that place. I mean, of course he does. But You're trying to pressure the wrong driver into making an error. Alex doesn't really take note of that. And as he rounds the final corner of the racetrack, here comes the Dusty One to take his first win outside of the simulation. Bedlam recovers from his misfortunes with second place. Redacog remaining consistent in that third spot for the second race out of 3. Super D with kind of an upset in this 4th place, basically largely probably based off of the fact that this track is designed the way it is. Designed the way it is, that really doesn't let many passes even happen in the first place. This is not what Burt and Byrne needed to prevent Dusty Angel from walking away with the championship. They needed to at least, score. And with only 3 races in the books, Dusty already has a 9-point advantage over Metacog, who took second with his consistency, while Byrne and Vert are just one-tricking over here. So yeah, that'll be it for the opening part of Act 9. And we see that Dusty has used that simulation to really improve his skills. Good part of it too comes from the fact that his car is incredibly fast. All of the speed that Byrne or Twinwheel could ever hope for, but it also has the handling to pass either one of them through the corners. So yeah, and then, so that's part 1. Part 2 will not be coming up today because I am zoning all the way out right now. And the last thing that I would like is to pull an Act 8 here and just fall asleep on the headset while trying to record the video. So, if I zone out too much, like I am sort of doing right now, I'm just gonna end up going on a snooze cruise, so... Tempest, the only driver with no points, and because of this, he's already 5 points behind everybody else. I guess, Ryan and I jumped ship off that RX-7 at the right time. Thing is, its weaknesses have been exposed. Though I think as long as nothing goes wrong here, Tempest might have a chance to score some upset points. Other than that, though, I don't really know. So we'll be back for episode 2 with Laguna Seca, the Drift Course in the Highlands, and Brands Hatch.